Hello, listeners. The Accumulator here. Today's bonus episode of Starlight Network is an exclusive excerpt of a book I've been working on about my autistic brain. Rest assured that the title of my book has no connection to Apple computers. It's called Apple iBrain, but with the word I as a reference to seeing what's inside my brain. And the reason we're releasing this bonus episode is because I didn't get to read it out during our live podcast at Beaker Street Festival in Tasmania. A Best of Beaker Street Festival episode is coming soon. So sit back and enjoy this snippet from my upcoming novel, Apple iBrain. How My Brain Works by Lukas Big Dipper Pietrantonio. I was only 3 years old when I was diagnosed with autism. I did not have any clear thoughts yet, but I do remember seeing flashing beams of light that shone up like bright stars in a dark night sky. When I found out I was autistic, everything slightly changed. It felt like there was a rock in my head trying to block away all my memories. All the images in my head became fuzzy. Every texture, pattern, and shape in my brain turned into thick squared blocks. It felt strange and exhausting, but exciting too. I felt all fresh and clean inside, and it filled me with energy. Then all of a sudden a strong, straight, horizontal line appeared and swept all the black and white pixels out of its way. As it was moving, the line brought the whole screening picture of all my autistic thoughts into my head. It was like vast amounts of bright rainbow colors, patterns, and geometric shapes. These images began as colorful fuzzes, like rainbow dust that poured down with sprinkles and twinkles, shining up brightly through my head like pieces of stardust. The sound these fuzzes made were like Christmas bells ringing. My brain felt strong and powerful after my diagnosis. I began to teach myself new things like speaking, moving, and reading. My movements and my speech helped one another. When I said up, I put my arms up in the air. When I sit down, I put my hands down by my sides. The first few times I tried to stand up, it felt like I had really numb legs, almost like I was floating. But when I could stand, I learned how to walk by picturing myself in an imaginary mirror maze in the family room of my home. I would walk from couch to couch, or couch to coffee table. I was concentrating so hard on my footing stability that sometimes it made my head hurt and I felt as if I was going to faint. But as I got better at it, the pain in my head started fading away bit by bit. I learned to read by watching words on TV and looking at shopping catalogs and telephone books. In my brain, there was a scarlet red light that came on when I made a mistake or there were twisted looking glitches in my answers. When I got things right, a grass green light came on to say that things were sounding smoothly, perfectly, and correctly. Colors are like sunshine to me. They accumulate energy and help me in my life. My brain operates like chameleon skin, changing colors to adapt to my surroundings. The changes feel like a sensitive vibrating motor in and on my skin. Whenever I'm feeling something, I see a particular color that represents that emotion. If I'm feeling sad, the color gray flashes in my mind. I hear soft piano and gentle violins playing like a song from a sad scene in a movie. When I feel happy, I see the color spectrum blue and feel as strong as a superhero. I hear my favorite music and hallucinate myself singing my favorite songs on stage in a 1950s outfit with slicked back black hair. Now, I would like to proudly present examples of colors associated with my emotions. Kingfisher blue is the color for surprise. Cobalt blue is the color for adrenaline. Indigo is the color for curiosity. A gradient of blue meeting pink is the color for love. Teal is the color for enthusiasm. Brown is the color for tiredness. A combination of black and grey are the colors for anger and frustration. Scarlet red and spectrum orange are the colors for intense stress, anger, and grumpiness. A gradient of gunmetal grey and silver grey is the color for anxiety. Gold is the color for excitement. A mix of blue and orange are the colors for intelligence and remembering things. Purple and yellow are the colors for rest and relaxation. Deep cadmium is the color for all my negative emotions. Lemon cadmium is the color for all my positive emotions. There are rainbow-colored blobs in my mind that help me to process information and form memories. It looks like a rocket ship lava lamp inside my head where blobs of color float in liquid, connecting and disconnecting from each other, changing formations into different shapes with sharp corners and round rims. My thinking process can sometimes be like the little ball in the middle of the Pong gaming screen, which is a computerized screening of a tennis court with two bricks hitting a ball back and forth. Other times, it feels like an adrenaline spark that I get from learning and remembering things. The adrenaline spark is like a shooting star with fairy dust trapped inside my head. It bounces about everywhere, all over the interior walls of my brain. It feels like a lukewarm ocean flowing down my chest, forearms, and spinal column. This ticklish feeling is like a shiver. It is fiery and sparkly, but also with soft, gentle stings and flashes of starry lights like a birthday sparkler. Hearing my own voice, reading all the dates and information from books makes me feel an electrical vibration on the inside of my brain. It may sound partly peculiar, but sometimes it can also make my stomach rumble like a sudden urge to eat a particular favorite food of mine. Pacing around a room helps me to memorize information, and I have conversations with my favorite celebrities about the facts I've just read. There are some things that can make me feel quite overwhelmed or have an adrenaline rush. This can make me feel heavy in the head, and I need to find somewhere quiet to relax. I get overwhelmed deciding which book I want to read next, or if a plan that I was looking forward to is cancelled. I can feel an adrenaline rush if I'm surprised by a snake during walks in the bush, or from riding roller coasters, or learning facts from people who have the same beliefs as me about the supernatural world. And sometimes, if I'm feeling frustrated by these feelings, I'll press my face hard into my pillow and yell. Other times, these feelings can be like a wintry cold breeze blowing through my veins, and the best way for me to remove them is by rugging myself up in a warm blanket and sleeping them off. There are lots of different people in the world with different and unique ways of thinking and feeling, and I hope this book can help you see not only how unique my brain is, but to also understand how my brain works. Just because my brain works differently to you, it doesn't mean I'm different from you. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is normal. People with disabilities are supremely capable, more than some people think they are. People often think autistic people have less skills than others, but that is greatly wrong. When I started school, people questioned my skills, and I surprised them when I already knew how to read and remember information. They were judgmental about whether I could tie my shoelaces, and I proved them wrong. People thought I wasn't intelligent or creative, but I proved them wrong. The very first time I started expressing my autism, I told people that autism is very peculiar, beautiful, and bright. Having lots of different and unique brains across the world can work like subatomic energy across the universe and makes our planet a greater and better place. To me, autism is like the universe, massively intelligent and expansive, in every single way. It is beautiful and vast. It exists everywhere in our minds, and it is so bright and colourful too, and as greatly divine as our planet's forests, oceans, and gardens.